Hello everyone, I'm Angela DiCarlo. My company is CEO Secret Weapon. I work with business owners of all companies, large and small, to help them to achieve the most success in their lives and their business. And what's one thing that every company needs to have in order to be successful? You know any ideas? Vision, exactly. Without a proper vision communicated throughout the whole company, then there is no company. You know, if you're selling widgets but you don't know what the widgets are, you don't have a vision for where you want to go, then everyone's on a different track. So with your resume specifically, I mean, I've been in the corporate field, I've been a vice president of marketing, I've been a marketing manager, I've been underqualified or overqualified as well, and when I truly set a vision for the job I wanted, I'd send my resume out to 3 companies, I'd get 3 interviews, and that's it. So it's really about focusing and visioning what you want. And one of the powerful tools I've used for this whole process is vision boards. I create vision boards. Has anybody here heard of a vision board? All right, good. So a vision board is essentially a big sheet of paper. This is the way I typically do it. A big sheet of paper, you cut out pictures from magazines, pictures of words that interest you, put them all on a sheet of paper with no limitations on your creativity. So you can cut out Lamborghinis, you can cut out Porsches, you can cut out Learjets, you can cut out family, you can cut out whatever's relevant to your life, what really makes a difference to you. Then you put it on this sheet of paper and you take it with you and you put it on your desk at work or at your home or wherever you're working the most, so every single day you see that vision constantly. And it becomes a reminder of what I am, what I want, and what's important to me. And the most important thing about the vision board is that it's all about you. It's not about what somebody else thinks about you, it's your own creative outlet. So when I do my workshops, I really take it down to kindergarten level. I mean, it becomes a really, really fun and exciting workshop because everyone within about 15 minutes starts to really calm down into themselves. You ever heard the term get comfortable in your own skin? Okay, who here has ever struggled with that? Nobody? Okay, I know I struggled with it. Getting comfortable in your own skin. I mean, sometimes you're not where you want to be, either physically or financially or job-wise. You know, we've all been there at one point or another. So it's really identifying what is it that you want the most, that when you do go in for those interviews, you are on fire. Like, they want to hire you. I have a friend who's opening a Pilates Plus studio here in Pacific Beach, and she said she interviewed people who were perfectly qualified. They had all the job skills, all the training skills, but they didn't have the fire. She's just like, I don't really want to work with them. They're not very excited about it. So the key is coming in excited about what it is that you want to do. My Nana, my father's mother, used to come over and she would have us cut out pictures of the Sears catalog and put them in these little books. And at the end of the day, you'd look back and you're like, oh, these are the things I want. This is what I want in my life. I want a nice car. I want a nice house. I want to, and as a kid, it was like I wanted a unicorn doll or a stuffed animal. But over the years, I've done the workshops over and over again. And it's really about, creating the goals for your life, what really matters to you, what makes a difference. And it's really about, expressing what in your dream world is important to you. Because maybe you do want a big family, maybe you don't, and that vision board really helps you. And I've had couples take the workshop together, and it really empowers the couple because then they can see what their spouse or boyfriend or girlfriend wants. You know what I mean? Like if they want to sail around the world, but the other person's like, oh, I'm not really into the sailing thing, maybe they can find a compromise. Or maybe they can help the other person expand their creativity. Actually, there's 2 parts that are very powerful. The first is creating something without limitations. When you're creating a vision board, like I said, the first 15 minutes are a little awkward for people. They're cutting out magazines going, what am I doing? I don't quite understand this. And then next thing you know, they see the same words popping out at them. Because you're not actually looking for images, the images are looking for you. So imagine you're cutting up a GQ magazine and you're like, all of a sudden you're cutting out all these people in suits. Well, maybe you want to work in a job that's got a lot of suit environment to it versus working out in the country or in the fields. And it helps you identify what's attracted to you. And then once you have that vision board up and then you lay out the pieces to the puzzle of what your board is, then once you get home, you're able to look at it every day and go, okay, this is what's important to me. I want a partner in my life, or I want a job that does X, Y, Z, or I want to work behind computers, or I want to work with kids or in the forest. It really just helps you figure out what you want. It's not about somebody else, it's about you. And that's the key, is like making sure that the vision is about what you want. And that's what I keep on track in the class. I mean, they have a sign on the wall that says it's all about me, so that each person knows it's all about me. It's not about my friends or my spouse or my job or my boss. It's really, what do I want? Do I want more money? Of course, we all want more money, but maybe money isn't your motivator. Maybe it's spending time with kids, or maybe it's being a great mom. My mom, she wants to go to England, so she put that right on her vision board, and it's all coming into place for her. Her website, she's selling like tea supplies and stuff. She does little tea parties, so she's been selling those like crazy. One of my other clients, he wanted to be a big speaker, and now he's leading investor apprentice training all around the country. And it just started with one little idea and taking away the fears. So that's what the whole vision board process is about, removing the fears and opening up the creative spirit. In my own life, like my vision boards have come true so many times that I do them every 3 months. Like, I'm finishing my book. I actually finished my book today. I'm like, yay, I'm so excited. It's called Caravan of Dreams. It'll be out next year. So it was on my vision board, and once I finally put it on the vision board as like a finished copy of a book, it came to fruition, and it only took a couple months. You know, I have a great partner in my life. I have great business associates, and people like John have been inviting me to do the things I dream of just because I put it out there. That's just one part of what I teach. I also help people create a legacy so they can live their dream lives, so they can have something to leave behind when they go, whether it's a CD or a book or seminars or empowering just other people, being a school teacher. So one of the key elements is sequencing out your life. It's like, okay, well, where does this fit in? And once you create a timeline, it all starts to come together. Then another element of the vision board workshops is that we actually share at the end of class. So you actually get to share your ideas out loud with all these people in the room who have done the exact same thing. So they're all very welcoming and they're participating. So they can go, oh, well, I know somebody who does this, and then they help link you together. And every workshop I've done has created relationships among all the people who've taken the class. So it's a really powerful thing to build. So at the beginning of the year, I did my vision board in January. I do it all the time. But my thing was to align myself with the most successful professional people in action. That night I ended up on 94.9, which you've all heard of, and the Big Sonic era Tim Pyle's show. And that day he was on the cover of City Beat with a cute little American Apparel ad. I don't know if you saw that. And that night he got serenaded by a musician who was singing in his group. And then the next day I got invited to go to the People's Choice Awards, and I sat next to Sandra Bullock as she won the People's Choice Awards, like in 2 categories. So I really was just like, this is what I want to do. I want to align myself with the most successful people, and all of a sudden it started happening. And this whole year has just been a whole catapult, you know, or what do you call it? With a ball that keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Snowballing.
Snowballing. So it's been a whole snowball effect of being more and more successful. So that's what works for me, and I'm going to hand the microphone over to you.